is the 1st of October, and this is Index Office Hours 177. Anyone is new to Index Office Hours, this is the town square where graph ecosystem participants come together and discuss the most important and relevant topics for indexers. This is a conversation and we love participation as always. So you can get involved in today's conversation via voice or text. If you're having any challenges unmuting your mic, let me know and I will get that sorted for you. You can also, as I said, utilize the text box as people are doing right now with their amazing gifts and comments. This is a session that will be recorded and posted onto public channels like YouTube. So if you are concerned about privacy, please bear that in mind. And with that, let's get into today's exciting agenda. As always, I give a shout out to the latest 𝗨𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧 episode, and today is no different. And today we'll be shouting out episode 188 with Raid. He is the co-founder and CEO of 𝗨𝗀𝗲𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧, which is a company dedicated to enhancing security and simplifying key management for Web3 developers and businesses. He has an interesting background where he started off in academia, working on proof systems and cryptography, and then transitioned over to actually building the company 𝗨𝗀𝗲𝗂𝗧. He's studied at MIT, Stanford, very accomplished guy in the field of cryptography. So if you are interested about key management and cryptography and how 𝗨𝗲𝗂𝗧 is leveraging the graph and what Raid thinks about the future of Web3, do check out the episode. I will post a link to that. Okay, amazing. Riyadh, sorry, Riyadh. Apologies for, damn it, it's so tricky with the name sometimes. My apologies. Thank you for the correction, and thank you for posting the yes, pronounced able. I appreciate that. Yes, episode 200 coming soon. It's very exciting. I can't even believe that that's on the horizon. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, that's dedication to that's clear dedication, right? I'm more excited for 191. What's happening for episode 191? Okay. I might be missing something there, but that seems exciting. It's just a palindrome. Okay, I don't. What is that? What is a palindrome? A race car. Ah, okay. Got it. Ah, got it. Thanks for the context there, guys. Appreciate you. Well, there you go. That's the episode right there. Do check it out. And yeah, keep up the great work, Nick. And we look forward to seeing you at both episode 191 and 200. Alrighty. That is it in the way of opening remarks. So for now, I will hand over to Anna for our regularly scheduled Repo Watch section.
Thank you, Abel, and hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. I have a bit of a cold, so my voice is a bit off. Okay, so today on Repo Watch, starting with execution layer client, we have had a new version of 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗧𝗏. This is 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗧𝗏 version 3. This is alpha, so I haven't actually included it into the Repo Watch because I don't think we should be testing it unless you're testing it on testnet. And I'm just gonna quickly check. Nobody's commenting, so I don't think anyone has tested it yet. Then we have two new versions of Get. So version 1.14.10, which is a hotfix release that addresses a blob pull regression introduced in the previous release. And then we also have a newer release, which is 1.4.11, which is a minor release that just improves CI pipeline and the way they publish new releases. Then we don't have anything else on execution layer clients. Consensus layer clients, we have a new release of Nimbus. This is version 24.9.0, which is a low urgency release that focuses on beacon API improvements and stability fixes such as resolving DNS host names plus preventing some crashes during UPnP initialization. We don't have any new releases on GraphStack, and this is a Launchpad week, so we have had new releases for Launchpad charts for versions of 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, Nitro, the Graph Toolbox, and 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, and we also have had new namespace releases for Ethereum, Gnosis, Cello, Monitoring, and Arbitrum. And I think this is in relation to 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 version 3, which is an alpha version. So Matthew is saying that Jonathan at Pinax is testing it on BSC and Chapel. And Ethereum will be next. And that sounds like there are no issues. 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 for BSC is ready now. All right. Thank you. I don't think Juan is around this week, so I'm going to hand over to 𝗨𝗀𝗀.
Yes, I will try and do my best Juan impression and do Protocol Watch. I'm kidding, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to read out some of the stuff that Juan usually reads out for
Juan!
Yes, that is him. That is Juan. He unfortunately can't make it today because he is traveling, so I'll be replacing. He's obviously very good at this, so I'll do my best. So for those who don't know, Protocol Watch is the latest updates and changes to the protocol. So we start off with the first section, which is 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 has written a long post, and I'll post it here. It could be quite interesting for folks to check out. They wrote an entire post on how we can. Somebody called I hope I'm not butchering the name. I am 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. I'll just paste it here. It's a GPT. Okay. I'm ChatGPT. What? I'm Chipotle. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, they they posted a post which was interesting. I haven't quite gotten through all of it. A lot of AI images in it. I don't know if it could possibly be generated by I am Chipotle. There you go. It could be generated by ChatGPT, who knows? But it's a long post just outlining on how the graph could be improved. Worth reading if you're interested. I'm yet to go through all of it, but I've just posted it there in case anyone wants to read it. And then let's see what else we have in the way of Protocol Watch. Various changes to various contract repositories. I won't read out all of them for the sake of time, but do check out on the section there. And then no updates in terms of network subgraphs on any of the subgraphs listed. So that is it in the way of Protocol Watch. I hope I did Juan proud. I hope everyone got their update there. Chipotle is life. Chipotle is great. I had Chipotle today. It was delicious. So that's it. That's it in the way of Protocol Watch. So now we move on into the main section. So it is with a great deal of pain that I have to let you guys know that we did have Fuse who were going to come on today. We set up the presentation to present Fuse and tell you guys a bit about what Fuse is working on. I'll just link Fuse in terms of their website, so in case you guys are curious, fuse.io. So these guys were going to come on today, but unfortunately the person who was supposed to come on today had to cancel last minute, so we are unable to bring them on, but luckily we have a backup conversation that we can start and discuss. Unable, yes, we got fused. Yeah, these things happen. It's never fun getting a last minute cancellation, but sometimes that happens. But I mean, we have GraphOps next week. So likely what's going to happen is either the week after or the week after that, we'll get them on. So yeah, we'll make it happen. But Matthew's kindly offered to discuss Kubernetes. If you recall earlier, we would like to make Kubernetes information more accessible and have all your questions answered. So I figured it would be nice. This would be a great opportunity to circle it back to Kubernetes and discuss if anyone has any questions, maybe things that they've been struggling with. We can walk through that right now, or if there's other things that are more pressing, we can of course use that time in a better way. So yeah, let's kick that conversation off. Has could you get these Kubernetes? What do you mean, Mac? Are you trolling? Clearly trolling. Where can one find these Kubernetes? Yeah. It's never fun, last minute cancellation, but I appreciate the support there, Nick. Thank you. And navigating this chat, lol, yes. It's always fun. We love the banter. Okay, cool. Well, we can, go into a Kubernetes ahoy sailor conversation. So does anyone, I don't know, maybe Matthew, you want to say a few things maybe about Kubernetes first? Or should we kind of open up the conversation and answer people's questions? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, I mean, we can see if anybody has questions, but otherwise I was just going to start with we were gathering Kubernetes input a few weeks ago. So my takeaway from that session, I think, was a few different things. One, I think we need to talk about infrastructure as code, because a lot of the way you get efficiencies in Kubernetes is to do, commit all your changes into Git rather than writing things on the command line, kubectl this, kubectl that, whatever. So that might be a different way of operating for some people, depending on, how they're doing things now. So maybe we could talk about that. The other thing, Vince started bringing up there was, which kind of Kubernetes distributions are people thinking about, or want to talk about, or because there's a pile of different options there. And I think as we get into the Kubernetes discussions more, we'll start seeing, different people have different opinions on how things should be done, which is, totally fine. But it's an interesting discussion to understand why people are doing things certain ways. So then, as infrastructure operators, you can learn from everybody else. So, obviously we have some people who are on, the big cloud providers, and other people who are trying to deploy infrastructure, and then there's many ways to deploy infrastructure yourself. And then we have different also indexers who are bigger or smaller, which may have different requirements, because some people want to create a whole high availability setup, and other people are just, well, I just need kind of a little bit fancier Docker Compose up. So, so anyway, I think there's a lot of discussion that we could have in that regard as well. And then, obviously we can get into lots of different Kubernetes tools. So never mind the graph stack, there's lots of things like, how do you do monitoring? How do you do workflows? How do you do user management, security? Do you care about security? Maybe if you're just a single index with one guy, maybe that's not so important. How do you do log management, statistics, monitoring, alerting? Any of these topics are not really specific to Kubernetes so much, but they're interesting topics that when you go to deploy a cluster, it's important to think about how you're doing all those different things. So that, that's kind of the feedback I heard. Maybe I missed some topics that people want to talk about around Kubernetes. Happy to happy to, what do we call it? Take more feedback or dive into any one of those topics. And I see Nick is also asking a non-Kubernetes question: is when's everybody moving to TAP? That is a very important question. I think we've got a couple of indexers who have already moved, based on the discussion that I saw in the Discord channel. So maybe the people who have already moved maybe want to give some feedback on what they found so far, and if they would encourage the rest of us to move yet or not. And Vincent is saying metrics are available with latest commit on main. So we need a release for that, I guess. That would be nice. But it's great to have those query metrics. I think that's what was missing. Okay, so a couple of topics on the table. Ask questions or comment.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Matthew, for graciously going through those topics there. I did pull up the whiteboard here in case that's useful for us as we dive into these topics. Yeah, well, there you go. You've got the three topics that it was three, right? It was infra as code, Kubernetes tools, and there was another one, if I'm not mistaken.
TAP. Scalar TAP.
TAP, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, perfect. So which ones are people keen on? If you just want to just like type in on the chat which one you'd like to discuss, then we can get into it. Like is which one is calling to people? You can either use the whiteboard or on the chat. And also just want to call people's attention to Vince, who put, I guess, a poll, which is Terraform or Talos. If you want to just contribute to that, that'd be interesting to know. Alrighty, well, yeah, like what are people gravitating towards? Would love to hear. If you know, you know. What is this, Mac? Oh my God. It looks like some meme from some 90s inspired meme. I have no idea what this is. I guess I'm not in the know. I'm uninitiated. Um, and yeah, there you go. There's a how many Red Bulls have you had today? That's funny. And yeah, Jim's responded to your question there, Nick. And we did have a conversation last week about TAP, and I believe there are a few people who either have tested, played around, or are in the process of switching over. And some are, as Jim said, waiting for metrics. Alrighty. Yeah, so which one of these three topics, infra as code, TAP, or Kubernetes tools, are people gravitating towards? Any preferences? Feel free to shout, type in the chat, or drop something on the whiteboard. Looks like the chat is about TAP. Yeah, okay, let's continue in that direction then. So any particular questions people have about, there you go, tap dancing. You have had some Red Bulls today, haven't you, Mac? We love the GIF quality. This is great. So yeah, if people have specific questions about tap, fire away. If not, then Matthew, feel free to kick something off to get people started with the questions. No, you didn't. No worries. Nick, we appreciate you. Yeah, so as I said, if anyone has any specific questions on tap, feel free to fire away. Otherwise, yeah, Matthew, feel free to take it away in terms of kicking off the conversation.
Yeah, so on tap, so can we go back to the, I think kind of question that was kind of discussed a couple minutes ago. So what are people waiting for to move to tap? Can we all move to tap tomorrow? Probably not. So what's blocking? Okay, Vince says metrics, docs. What kind of docs we need? Time, more time. Probably somebody will say that. Anybody need help? advice? More infrastructure, less infrastructure? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where it's blocking, because metrics parity, okay, metrics, samples of environments, okay. Because the reason I'm kind of poking on this a bit, since, well, Nick started the conversation, is I think the core dev teams would like to stop maintaining the old TypeScript code, so the sooner we can get people to move over to Tap, the better. So, you know, what's in the way of that?
Matthew, in the presentation that Semiotic did a couple of weeks ago, they did mention that we should move when the agent, indexer agent, is on the next release, so 0.21.5, and that hasn't been released.
So we don't have that yet?
No, I haven't seen a new release on indexer service on the TypeScript version.
Do we know when that's coming? Or what's
No,
blocking? Or who's in charge?
I don't know.
Okay, sounds like a problem or a challenge or to do, Adam.
I think metrics parity is one thing, but also I can't really pin it down or be really specific about it, but parity in terms of how the existing software has been delivered, announced, etc. Because somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Alexei and others at Semiotic that have developed this new Rust-based indexer service. So it's a different, roughly a different team to the team that was developing the TypeScript service, right? So just need to be sure that we're not going to miss something, because the metrics was, you know, to me, that's a pretty big miss in terms of understanding how the, you know, for an indexer user experience, that's a pretty big miss. We don't want something like that in the sort of pipeline, whatever that pipeline might look like for the release process. I guess this is a product manager type question, really. I'm not sure there'll be anyone on who can answer to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone from Semiotic is here.
Yeah, the guys have been very responsive to feedback, don't get me wrong. Just want to make sure we try and avoid any pitfalls as we transition away from one team working on this and another team beginning to work on it. If that's what's happening, I don't really know what's going on in the background.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I have suggested to Abel that we do a session where we, the bunch of us who have been running TAP, we sort of share what we've learned and some gotchas. And maybe as part of that, we also get some understanding on who's running it, or who's maintaining the code, and the kind of support we get. It just couldn't happen today, but maybe that's something that would be helpful, and maybe that's something that InfraDAO would like to be involved with.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm happy
Slim?
to.
Oh, sorry.
Go
I was going to say,
go
what does the unified release process mean? What is unified?
Oh, just that we make sure that it's in the same way that we release other tools, components, I mean, in the ecosystem, so that they get added to the networks MD file, and that it has a proper release and not just a commit hash, and yeah, following the example of the existing components.
Gotcha. Makes
From
sense.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like we need indexer servants. We need a new release. We need to make sure the releases are following the standard process. What else we need? Or tap. Wait for pain to test it in prod. Okay, there's another one. And just scrolling back to the discussion. Metrics. Hopefully we got the metrics now with the latest release.
It would be great to hear from Edge and Node about their experience so far of, the new escrow stuff. I know that so there were some comments made in the Indexer Discord channels, but it'd be really great to hear what their experience has been so far as a gateway operator.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I missed that one. Who as a gateway operator?
Edge and Node.
Edge and Node. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't think there's anyone on Edge and Node here right now, but that's something I can reach out to them on, and maybe they can come on and speak to that if that's something. Is that something you'd be open to having a dedicated session on?
I don't think it needs a dedicated session, just somebody who's working on that and observing how it's, the usage change, and then like the things they're learning about topping up the escrow contracts, all that sort of stuff. It would be just interesting to hear the story from their side. We see the indexer side with our the metrics around collecting RAVs, etc. But it would be interesting to see what things look like from their side, what they're learning, what they're changing.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, I'll reach out to someone from Edge and Node to see if they can come on and maybe speak to that for a couple of minutes. Cool. I'll write that down. Okay, got that noted down. How can we keep it up? Do you want to elaborate on that, Vince? How can we keep the docs in line with the releases rather than release notes or Discord chats? Could you elaborate on that, Vince?
Yeah, mainly just I guess it's been the experience for a long time for indexers, especially with new releases or new software. The docs are kind of like they're there, but the different pieces are in different places. And I think the indexer community would really benefit from, just this is the one place you go to for everything indexer, whether that be the 𝗨𝗀𝗀𝗀 docs or whether it be in the repo, but like having all these different components, and especially when we start growing these components for different services and stuff, like it's going to be really hard to scale this, clicking through 7 repos to find out how to run 7 different things. And then, sometimes stuff is not keeping up with releases. And I think that's been an experience for us for a long time, where things get released and then we're just kind of left to search for it. And a lot of the times you got to hit other indexers, or there's some Discord thread from 3 days ago that you got to search for. Just basically making it so like there's one place I know to go, and that's where I go for everything, all the environment variables, how to run it, everything like that. Because I think we have a lot of misalignment on there's the graph docs, there's the graph indexer repo, there's the graph node repo, there's that repo, there's this repo. And I just think we would really benefit from docs being in one place and also following the release schedule and not really having those added, a week and a half later and kind of if you didn't attend IOH that week, then you're left wondering why things aren't working.
That's a totally fair point. Yeah, I see Slim Chance writing. Maybe Slim Chance, you want to touch in and Jesus Christ, comment on this, because I know that you're quite involved in the docs aspect. Yeah, do you want to say a few words?
Well, I was quite involved with the docs and not so much anymore. So I was typing something else regarding who's currently managing the tab, as Alexis is no longer working with Semiotic Labs, but Anirudh is the current head of engineering there, and Carlos and Gustavo are the ones managing tab. So I know they are all great engineers, so no issues there. I think one of the reasons that we are delaying this is just that we don't want everybody switching at once, and so that this makes a lot of sense. On the dark side, yeah, definitely a challenge with indexing docs. That has been a challenge since we started, and Infradar is ready to support it with bounties. It's also just I think experienced engineers that have been running indexes since the last since the testnet, they are not that interested in managing and being the head of the docs. So it's a challenge. We have good people that knows how to write individual pieces, but somebody that wants to take an overview and get like a good docs together, that would be great.
Yeah, gotcha. It's always tricky. Mac, is that you raising your hand to say I'm
It is.
willing
It
to
is
do
my.
Oh,
No, I'm not raising my hand to say I'm willing to do it. I do really think that the team, the developer who is doing the PR and basically constructing the new release, it should be part of the process. It should be one of the line items to go and update the docs as well. And I know it's a little bit more work, but they have all the information about what is changing, and so you kind of reduce the feedback loops. You reduce a ton of running around of going and asking questions. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry if it's making more work for people, but yeah.
I agree. Congratulations, Mac. Seems like you've been nominated, Mac. Your point has backfired on you. But no, you're right. You are right. We are joking. You are right. I think it should be part of the process. Yeah, I think there's what is POI? Proof of indexing, I guess. I don't know. That's what I think it is. I could be wrong.
I have a slightly controversial opinion to you, Mac, in regards to docs. I think that sometimes there should be a minimum amount of docs, but I think sometimes getting improvement on them and them being written by someone who hasn't directly worked on the product can help both the product team and the user understand the gap in which maybe users don't understand properly how the product works. I don't know.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I do think that there should be a process, and if someone from outside is coming to collaborate with someone who actually did the code, because then it'll go very, very smoothly. It's just about the process, right? Like you don't want to be the one writing the docs and trying to chase down getting answers about things that you need, and it just takes longer. But I do agree with you 100%. It's very valuable to try and get a kind of middle ground experience and approach. Sorry, my dog is running in the background.
I think it takes a very specific type of, like a set of skills. Anna, I think you're absolutely right that somebody who is external to, like somebody who's not an indexer but understands a bit about the graph and is an excellent communicator is usually the type of person that can do really well with that type of work. There's definitely been some examples in and around the graph of people who can do that. I wish there's a name that's in my head. I can't quite remember it, so I'm not going to try and guess it, but there's somebody who used to do annotations on stuff, and then they would ping all the people who were involved in a conversation and ask them to summarize what they said, and then they would present that, I believe, on the forums. I can't remember the name of the person, but they did a really excellent job, and they were very good at communicating and getting people to answer their questions. If we can find somebody who could be incentivized to do that with those right skills via a grant or something like that, but if it's via InfraDAO, that's, I think, a really great avenue to go for, to take. I think it would be really good to get somebody who has that type of skill set, who likes to talk to people, to sort of own that process.
Totally agree. Is this something InfraDAO? I mean, it sounds like a yes, but just curious, like you guys would be willing to support?
Yes, absolutely. And we can also empower them to write their own grants, as in they could write up what is needed, if there's any additional docs that is needed to be written, and they can reach out to indexes that know how to do it and set them up with grants as well. So would love to, if there's anyone in the community that you think could fit for this role, I'd love to reach out to them and empower them to improve our docs. So, yeah, Vince makes a very good point though.
There you go. That's a shout out. That's a call out to anyone who's interested. Yeah, there's seems like people are keen, and there's support there that could be tapped into. Okay, cool. Keen to circle back on the conversation we had earlier. We had 3 topics. I guess we kind of dived into tap. I mean, if people are still keen to go down the tap rabbit hole, we can keep going down that rabbit hole, but also want to check in and say that there are 2 other topics that we could potentially cover, infrastructure as code, as Matthew alluded to earlier, or Kubernetes tools, or we can continue, as I said, going down the tap route. What are people in the mood for in the final 15 minutes of today's call? And of course, open door policy. So there's another topic that's burning that people want to discuss, then keen to cover that as well.
Especially new indexer questions.
100%. Yeah, I really appreciate that prompt, Jim, because it was great doing that. I believe it was last week with the newer indexes. Looks like John has come back, so it was a positive conversation. Yeah, like oh yeah, and Jordan, sorry, who's joined us today. Jordan, I think you mentioned earlier in the chat that this is the first time you're joining, right? Today's conversation, like an IOH session. Yeah, back indexing is going well. Thanks everyone. Great. Yeah, amazing. Any questions, John? Anything? Maybe you want to say a couple words about how it's going for you. Maybe we can answer some questions, support you in any way. Like, this is an open session, so would love to hear. And if you want to unmute the mic, let me know. I can get you sorted as well. Or if you want to go and chat, that's also great as well. Let me know.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Sure. So I did just set up my indexing setup just a couple weeks ago. So I did go through the whole documentation thing. So I can say it was a little confusing, trying to figure out, the difference between the indexer and the indexer RS, the new Rust version, and just trying to figure out like what the new tap system even was. But so yeah, I definitely would say the docs do need a little bit of work. But I think everything's going well now.
What sort of infrastructure are you running, John? Do you have specific objectives for your indexer?
Sure. Yeah, it's a pretty simple setup. I'm on bare metal Kubernetes. I'm running Talos.
Awesome. You and Vince will be best mates then.
Did someone say Talos?
So did you use the Launchpad to get started?
Actually, I followed along the Graph Academy site. I found that to be really good. And then I think it was the Graph Ops Kubernetes manifest. I kind of copied mine off of that.
All right. So you did. That's good. Would it have been helpful to find those Helm charts on Artifact Hub? I'm asking Vince's question.
Oh, I didn't use the Helm charts. I just wrote my own manifest.
Oh, you wrote your own. All right.
I did have a question, I guess, for John. So in the essence of everyone kind of sees things going the way of Kubernetes with how many services and being able to scale with that. People are slowly but surely, I think, taking the Kubernetes pill, whether they want to swallow it or not. But with people shifting to bare metal providers and they want to stay bare metal, some bare metal providers can be, I guess, a little less friendly with their networking in terms of bare metal that you're not hosting yourself. And that makes cloud providers a little more attractive, but also very expensive. So just wondering if you had any insight into, are you hosting your own bare metal? Are you using a certain bare metal provider that's being friendly towards your Kubernetes cluster and the networking aspect? Are you using Metal LB to expose your services?
Yeah, so I actually have like physical boxes at a location.
Okay.
And then I don't know if this is a good setup or not, but it's working for me. I'm using like Cloudflare kind of like as an external ingress.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just know some, especially me, like to go with Metal LB to expose services. And I've tried a few cloud providers, and some of them, well, not cloud providers, but hosted bare metal providers, and they haven't been as friendly towards that kind of thing with their private networks, not being as reliable as public IPs.
I guess my CNI is Cilium. I'm using the BGP through
Yeah.
my local router, and then I guess it comes in through Cloudflare.
And then, did you use or I guess write your own Helm charts or just raw manifest? Did you do that because you didn't find anything or didn't really know about Launchpad and the Helm charts that it has right now? And also, would that be helpful if you had, various nodes and you may not, you're using Talos, you may be using your own GitOps or whatever, but would you find that helpful to have those type of things on Artifact Hub?
Yeah, I had started experimenting with this a long time ago, so I had already written some manifests, so I just updated them from the examples and just trying to figure out how all the pieces fit together and whatnot. But if there was, yeah, like the pre-made, that would definitely be great.
Cool. That's excellent feedback.
We love that. We love that. Mac, if you could post the blog post that you're referring to there about getting set up as an indexer, that would be great. Keen to, yeah, looking for it. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, because that would be handy to send to people who are newer to indexing and just guide them if you believe it's a good resource that people should be looking at. Amazing, amazing. And then I think also Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, you're also new to the call as well. So maybe you want to say a couple of words. I'll give you presenting capability so you can go off mute there and say a couple of words.
I think he's in a meeting at the moment. He's doubling up, listening in, and also in a meeting listening in. So, Jordan, you there?
Got it.
Oh, wait. Oh, hi guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good and you. I hope the noise is not too much. I essentially had to leave a meeting now, and I was just like listening in my car now, essentially as I'm driving. But yeah, I'm very much happy to be here, essentially being my first one and all. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Please do be safe while driving. Don't want to distract you too much. But yeah, great.
No.
Okay, good. I hope it's not too distracting. But yeah, great to have you here. I mean, yeah, again, don't want to put you in any danger, but if you want to speak, if you're capable to, keen to hear like what's your experience like? Are you new to indexing, or are you just kind of just browsing? Like, what's your status so we can help you out?
Indexing, not a massive user of indexes essentially, but you know, I do come from a background as a developer in the Web3 space, and you know, I'm currently working on a project focusing on nodes regarding to essentially setting up a node fund. But yeah, I'm very open to essentially learn more about indexing essentially. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, you're in the right place for that. So thanks a lot for coming along, and we hope we can help you out in your journey to learn more about indexing.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So yeah.
Amazing. Just want to, oh, sorry, go ahead, Matthew. You want to say something?
No, sorry, I'm just typing here my keyboard.
Okay, got it. Okay, in that case, I just want to turn my attention to something that Josh said in the chat. Just a little shout out, I guess. Back when there was essentially no indexes on Matic, I had curated onto some Matic subgraphs to draw some indexes over. I had forgotten about that until this past week when someone pointed them out to me. I uncurated from those today, just pointing it out in an effort for full transparency to Okay, cool. Nice. Appreciate you sharing. Great, and thanks for sharing the links there for Launchpad. Seems like some people are using Launchpad, so thanks for sharing the docs there. And so people can check it out and get more clued in. Okay, we got a final 5 minutes, so let's keep the ball rolling. You found it. Great. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Mac. Appreciate it. It's a bit out of date. Okay, when was it posted? Let's see. 2023, 30th of October. Okay, cool. I'll have a look at it. But thanks for sharing. Yes, and as Pili said, if anyone has any sort of questions around Launchpad, then please do direct them towards Pili and also Anna as well, as they'll be able to help you guys out. And also, thanks for sharing the docs there for InfraDAO, another great resource that you guys can tap into. Alrighty, well, before we forget, let's give you guys the POAP. So the secret phrase is the following, which I will paste right here. Boom. Make sure you grab your POAPs, ladies and gents. You know, always an important part of today's IOH conversations. It should work. Payne, it would be great if Payne were here because it is a homage to Payne. Is that why he's in here? Yeah, he was scared away by the POAP name. That's why he's not here. No, I should probably message him to say, hey, we gave you a little shout out today. POAP, yes, that is how you pronounce it. You already messaged him? Great. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, Payne's awesome. We love Payne. Yeah, Payne, you are missing the party if you see this. We miss you, man. Come back to IOH. We need you to test and prod and tell us about how it is so that we can move with more confidence. He's watching some young boy. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Seems like he gets a shout out. Yeah, exactly. That's true. There's been a oh, I thought you meant like he's looking after some kids or something. Like I don't know, like he was nephew or whatever. I don't know. Young boys. Okay, so that's a band of some sort. Okay, great. That's funny. Okay, well, I hope he's having fun. FBI, you guys are unhinged. That's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, this is true, Anna. He does get shout outs every time he's not here, which is hilarious. So yeah. Okay, well, we're coming into the final 3 minutes of today's conversation. If anyone has any final thoughts, comments, things that they want to discuss, feel free to fire away. See, just the kind of chat I was referring to before. What is this inside joke, Josh, with that you have with Jim? Please inform us. What are you referring to when you say this kind of chat? It would be interesting to know. I have no idea what this man is talking about. Just that you able need to deal with these off the cuff comments. You handle it like a pro. That's very nice. I appreciate you. I try my best. I try my best. Sometimes the chat can be a bit unhinged, but you know we we navigate. We navigate. I enjoy it honestly. This is one of the calls that I look forward to in the week. So I appreciate all of it. The unhinged, the hinged, everything. It's all part of IOH. We love it. We love it. Like a teacher, yeah. Very true, Billy. Very true. But it's good. We love it. We love it. It's a highlight of my week, so I can't complain. I can't complain. Young boy. Yes, indeed. I'm very curious to know what the young boys sound like. So I'll have a listen to them on Spotify after this. I'm curious to hear what kind of music Payne is into. I had no idea what people meant when that was asked. Slim chance. Oh, it's a football team. Oh, it's a football team. I thought it was a music band. Okay, I feel like an old man. Jesus Christ, I'm so uninitiated. This is hilarious. Okay, you and me both. Yeah, exactly. High five to that, Jim. I'm so out of the mix here. I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay. They play in Switzerland in the Champion Leagues and it starts in 1 minute. Okay, great. This is very true, Anna. This is very true. If it were a band, it would be very inappropriate. Yeah, okay, so it's not just me. So Josh also thought it was a band as well. Yeah, okay. Boys to Men, yeah, that is a legit band. And yes, that is what I sound like, Jim. That gift sums me up right now. Oh, that's hilarious, Gemma. That's great. There you go. Thanks for sharing the context there, Catherine. Glad this is all being recorded. Oh no. Sometimes I forget that. We're so unhinged, I forget that we're recording, and this is going to be a permanent fixture on YouTube. Fuck. Well, there you go. There you go. This is yeah, I swore, yeah. I'm not making my life any easier. Now it can't be posted. Oh geez. No, steak machine. Stop. Oh no. This is hilarious. Shut it down. Okay, I'm gonna have to shut it down. This is such a funny end to IOH. This is so good. I'm dying. Please like and subscribe. I did know that reference. Yes, unfortunately, my brain has been scarred. Brother. Oh my God, I love IOH. This is so good. This is so good. Okay. All right. Well, this is my chest hurts. Me too. Oh man. Oh man. For the sake of all of our reputations and not getting cancelled on the internet, I'm gonna take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who joined today's conversation. This is really, really funny. I really enjoyed this chat, especially towards the end. As I said, this is a call that I really look forward to every single week. So I appreciate each and every one of you coming along and making it super fun. As always, we'll be back same time next week at 6 p.m. ETC. Take care, everyone, and see you next week. Bye-bye.